Hello everyone. Welcome to Next Gen Data Aspirants Community YouTube channel. I am Suparna Babu. Today I am going to explore about Google BigQuery mirroring in the Microsoft Fabric. So what is this Google BigQuery? So Google BigQuery is a GCP cloud workload, so where you can store your data in a structured format. It's kind of a data warehouse. So in the in your Microsoft Fabric, how your data warehouse, and let's if I talk about Azure, in Azure how we have a Azure SQL database, so how we can store the data in the structured format. In the same way, in BigQuery also you can save the data in a structured format. So before going into the topic, what are the prerequisites required to do this demo? So here if you see, you need have a valid GCP cloud account. It should be a trial or paid one, and you should have a good knowledge on the Google BigQuery, and you should have a Microsoft Fabric paid or free trial account. These three are the prerequisite to run through this demo. So let's jump into the Power BI desk services. So here if you see, this is my workspace. So first let me create a workspace. Click on this workspace, click on new workspace. So now let me rename it GCP BigQuery Mirroring Workspace 1. Okay. So make sure that here you can select trial license. Let's click on apply. So now the workspace is creating. So let me adjust this. So now let's head over to the GCP tab. So here if you see, this is my GCP environment. So in this environment, now here if you want to see where is BigQuery, just type BigQuery. The moment if you type the first one, BigQuery, it's a data warehouse. Just click on this data warehouse. So now it's loading. Data warehouse is loading. So now here if you see, in this billing project, I have two data sets. Data set is like a folder. In this folder, this is something GCP default data set. It will store some billing data, and this is I created MS Fabric mirroring DB. In that already I created a 5 tables. If you see 1 2 3 4 5, now my objective is I want to mirror this 7 tables into the Fabric. So for that, what you need to do, first let's click on new item. The moment you click on the new item, you will see a one window on the right side of your screen. So here you can select big. If you type big, then see mirrored Google BigQuery. So easily replicate data from any existing source into an analytics friendly format. So still it is in the preview stage, not a general availability. So just select this. Once if it is selected, now you are able to see one new window. Let's it's opening. Let's wait. It's open. Now here if you see, the new source is Google BigQuery. So here what it is already previously I took demo for some of the other demo purposes. So let's select this Google BigQuery. So once if you select, it is already selected the previously created connection, but I'll show you how you need to create the connection from the scratch. Click on this. Let me click on create new connection, Google BigQuery mirroring demo. Google BigQuery mirroring demo. Gateway not required. So authentication kind. Here you need to listen carefully. The most important thing is here we have only one kind of authentication. You need to log in with the service account credentials. What is meant by service account? So in GCP, there will be a concept called service account. Wherever you are going to giving some authentication kind of thing, GCP will prefer the service account authentication. In that, what you need to provide two things. One is service account email, and another thing is service account JSON key file contents. So let's go to the GCP cloud environment. So from the search bar here you can type service. See here if you see service account is there, just click on this service account. Once if you click on this service account, now it's opening. So now it's opened. So now here if you see, there are two type of service accounts are there. So this is one thing I created for other demo purpose, and it should not have any key. So for this I created one key and I downloaded that key in the form of the um, text file. So first we need a service account email. We need service account email. Go to the this service accounts and just copy this service account and come here, paste. Then service account JSON key. It's already I downloaded it. So here, if you go to these three dots, from this you can click on the manage keys. From there you can download in your local machine. So it's already downloaded. Let me go to my notepad. From here I copy. See, this is my JSON key. So let me go to Power BI services. So here I'll paste the key. And privacy level, we have four types of privacy level: public, organizational, private. But for this demo purpose, I'll choose as it is a default option. But in case of if you are working in the real time, you can choose organizational, or if you are working with any private network, you can choose private option. So everything was set. Now let me click on connect. Now it's showing that connecting to a data source. Now it is connected. Now it is connected. Now here it's loading the tables from the GCP BigQuery. Here it's loading the tables from the BigQuery. So whatever the tables just now we saw earlier, these 7 tables, now here we will be able to see in a fraction of seconds. See, perfect, very good. Now here if you see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 tables, 5 from this data set and 2 from this data set. So total 7 tables are loaded. And suppose in future, let's say if any of your engineer is going to add or is going to create one more table here, if you want to replicate automatically, then check this tick bar. So here what it will mentioning, automatically mirror future tables. So what is meant by any new table added to the source will be replicated to the destination. So I'll show that this also in the later part of this video. Now let's connect. Before connect, let's see the preview of the database. If I click on the bike data, now it will load the preview. Meanwhile, I'll go here and I'll query the uh, bike data in this BigQuery also. So let me close this. Let me put star. Let me run. So if I run here now, it is queried, and now here we are able to see. Please remember the first two rows customers are gears and parts and nationwide. Let me come here, gears and parts and nationwide, both are matching. Okay, now click on connect. Okay, everything is fine. Now let me create Google BigQuery MR demo destination. This is the destination name. So click create mirrored database. Now see, here it is started creating the mirrored database. Now it is opening. See, now here if you see, please stay on this page and do not refresh. So it's provisioning the step one is provisioning the mirrored database. Fine, very good. And the second one is, second step is it's provisioning the SQL Analytics endpoint. Why? We need to query the data. By using the SQL Analytics endpoint, we can query the data, and configuring the replication and starting the replication. Now it's started the replication. See, this is how GCP BigQuery mirroring environment in the Fabric it will look like. User interface it will look like. Now the status, the first thing you need to check, status is green tick mark, it is in the running stage. Fine. And now here it is telling that no data has landed. Once your data has landed, your data and replication status will appear here in OneLake. So whatever the tables here we are able to see, thus all tables will be replicated here. So for this, what you need to do, you need to frequently click refresh this page. Just click on this refresh. See, it's already loaded and status is running. Currently status is running and rows replicated. As of now there is no rows replicated. So let's say for example 10 rows are there. If the 10 rows replicated, then here it will show date and time also here. So it will take some long time. What I will do, I will take a pause of my video. Once if it is completed, then I will resume this video. Now let's click on refresh. The moment I click on refresh, now it's refreshing. So here if you see, the last completed was 4:50 p.m. and how many rows are replicated from this table, this many rows, from investment banking this many rows, and from electronic store this many rows, from Tata new sales table 1 this many rows, like this. From this, if you may remember, 15 lakhs rows are replicated from this some default table from the Google BigQuery. Okay, fine. Now let me go to here. If you remember, here we opted for one option. If we created or added any table in the GCP BigQuery, that should be automatically replicated here. So let's go and create a one new table. So how I can create new table? So from this data set, click on this vertical ellipsis. So from here, create table. So once if you click on create table, so here empty table, or else if you want you can upload, just click upload. So for this demo I'll upload a table. From for this demo I'll upload a demo, my local file, sorry. So now here what I'll do, I'll select, I'll go to my folder, and from this folder I'll go here, and mirroring dataset I'll choose the less size of the file, this one car data. Once it is completed, now click open. So it is selected. Now just give car data tb. So if you want give schema or manually, you can go and select all fields one by one. If you want to detect automatically, select this checkbox. Now click create table. Once if you click on the create table, now the car data will be created. So now here if you see, car data table was created. Now let's go to the BigQuery mirroring and let's click on the refresh. So this will take some time. In the official documentation only they will mentioned, Microsoft mentioned that it will take around 10 to 15 minutes of time because of some restrictions from the GCP cloud. So I am pausing my video. Once if it is completed, I'll resume. Now let's refresh one more time. So once if I refresh, now if you see, the car data was last completed 5:02 p.m. Initially we are mirrored the that 7 tables. Now we mirrored the this 5:02 p.m. This car data table. Fine. Now where you can see all these tables, click on this and click on this refresh. Once if you click on this refresh, let's click on this drop down. Now under this data set like DBO. So in Fabric we call it as a DBO, but in BigQuery they call it as a data set. In this we are seeing these tables. Now if you want to query these tables, just click on this drop down, go to SQL Analytics Endpoint. So meanwhile what I'll do, I'll take a count of bike data, how many rows are there, count of rows, and I'll comment this and let me run this. So if I run this bike in bike data table, how many rows are there? 60919. Let's go and try the same from Microsoft Fabric. So let me refresh the web page. Let me refresh the web page. So because of I'm using free tile, it's taking some time, but usually when I'm working in the real time, it's not that much lag. So if you are upgraded to F4 or F8 fabric capacity, it's loading very fast. Now it's loading. We can wait a couple of minutes. Yes, it's loading. See now here if you see this Google, whatever the connection name we given, Google BigQuery MR demo. So under this demo, so now it is refreshing. So in the fraction of seconds it will load the data. See here we can see the this is one billing data and the second one is MS Fabric mirroring data. So from this click on the tables. So what we will do, I'll take a new query. I'll take a new blank query. So from this, I'll take count of bike data table, which we have did it in the BigQuery also. Select count of star from, let me load it to the canvas, insert into canvas. Now let's run this. Once if I run this, now the query is executing. Now it's started the query running. Once its query running has completed, now we can see the result. Now here if you see how many rows are there, 60919. Here 60911. So now the data rows count is exactly matching between these two tables. Now let's say if you want to see the data, for example, let me delete count, let me delete the bracket and let me run. So once if I run, now here after completion of this command running, now here if you see all the data, the same data exactly what we see in the Google BigQuery. So this is how we can mirror the Google BigQuery data warehouse tables in the Fabric data warehouse. Let me go to the workspace. From this, let's say initially we don't have any work items. Now here if you observe, we have this item BigQuery mirrored item. Let me go here. So here if I go here, now here, so what I did, I queried the data. Let's say for example, if you want to build the report on the investment banking data set, just click on this create semantic model and you can create the semantic model, and on top of the that created semantic model, you can build the Power BI report. So that's what, all your data is in the one place, that we call it as a Microsoft Fabric. Okay, fine. Now as of now, what is the limitation this mirroring, especially from the BigQuery? When we are doing the mirroring, there is no option to mirror only from one particular DBO or else one particular data set. We need to pull from the all DBOs, or else if we select only selected tables, then in that case whatever the we are adding next tables, that will not automatically replicated. This is the some drawback. Maybe Microsoft people will improve this options in the future. So this is about Google BigQuery mirroring. So let's recap what we learned today. Let me go to my architecture diagram. So here what we did, so in Google BigQuery data warehouse, initially we have seven tables. So by using the service account credentials, we created a connection and we replicated the all seven tables from the BigQuery to here, Microsoft Fabric data warehouse. So after that what we did, we created one more table, then we did the refresh, then that car data table is replicated in the um, Fabric data warehouse automatically. So this is all about today's video. I hope you all like this video. Please like, share, comment this video. Please subscribe Next Gen Data Aspirants Community YouTube channel. We'll meet you in the interesting video. Thank you all once again.